What is up? It's your girl Lexi T, and you are now tuned in to Lexi T TV, where we are all about our beauty, business, and baby, we are turning it into a lifestyle. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I got this cute daytime Valentine's Day look. I'm going to walk you through exactly how I came to this very cute cut crease. And if you guys want to see how I got this and possibly recreate this yourself, keep watching.
Evil.
Okay guys, so I am here with a fresh face. I've already done my skincare routine. Everything's all moisturized and good to go. So we are going to go ahead and hop into my eyebrows. I use this Anastasia double-sided pencil slash spoolie. I also use the dip brow pomade in chocolate just to go ahead and outline my brows, but I also use the Precisely My Brow pencil in number 5 as well. I just started using this recently and I really love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start dipping into that pomade and start aligning my brows. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start lining that really lightly. I'm not trying to go in too dark too fast. I really want to just go ahead and build it up with that brush. I really love that brush since I've been using it. Excuse me guys, I cannot talk today. I really have been loving this brush since I started using it. I'm slowly trying to move forward into using my Precisely My Brow pencil only, just simply because that pomade can get really dry really fast and it can be very harsh. So what I'm doing now with my pencil is I'm just kind of lightly feathering my eyebrows in an upward motion, trying to give it as much of a natural look as possible. And as I do this, I kind of start going around the actual shape of my eyebrow to start shaping it how I want to. So once I feel like I've kind of gotten into the hairs of the actual eyebrow good enough, I start shaping it. So when I'm done shaping it, I go ahead and move into my concealer with my Morphe flat brush. I am using the shade 15 in my Juvia's Place concealer. I really actually love this concealer. It's very opaque. I think it really covers a lot of skin really well. So if you guys are looking for something that is, you know, full, or let's say medium to full coverage, I think this concealer would definitely be great. So as you can see, I started by lining the bottom of my eyebrows first, which is usually what I do to go ahead and clean that up. And I'm also going to go ahead and do the same exact thing on top. I know a lot of people are kind of moving away from doing the concealer at the top and the bottom. However, I kind of clean my eyebrows up on my own with a razor. I'm not really like a wax type of girl, or what's that new thing that people are doing as well with their eyebrows? I forgot what it's called, but it's like semi-permanent kind of. I don't do that. I don't, you know, have a very extremely cleaned up already eyebrow. So in order for me to get the extremely glam look that I'm going for, I do go ahead and conceal the top and the bottom of my eyebrows. And after I do that, I try to blend that out as much as possible. And sometimes when I blend it out, you might end up losing a little bit of that color on your eyebrows. So I'm just going back in and really fixing the parts that I may have kind of blended out just a little bit too much. And then I'm going to take the end of that spoolie on that brush and just kind of feather through my eyebrows, brush through it, make it all kind of blend in and look a little more natural. One more thing though, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the other eyebrow. I'm not going to do the other eyebrow on camera because the last time it just took entirely too long. I'm going to go in with my NYX eyeshadow base. I'm going to put that on both of my eyeshadow lids with this flat brush as well. I believe this is still my Morphe brush that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go in and just cover as much as I can. I don't go too thick with it. I really just want to go ahead and have enough down so that when I put that color on there, that color really pops, you know? So I'm going to put that down and blend it out. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on my left eye. I know a lot of people really use like the P. Louise eyeshadow base. I've never tried it. I actually really want to try it. I've been using my NYX eyeshadow base for the longest and it's been helping. But hey, I've seen some looks come out really good with that. So I'm going to try it. All right, so I just kind of blended it out just a little bit with my beauty blender, and I'm going to go ahead and move forward into the eyeshadow look. I'm using a few different palettes here, as you can see. I'm using my BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival and also my Morphe is at 4503 palette. I'm going to start off with this little fluffy dome brush by Morphe. I wish I remember the name of it, but I'm going to go ahead and start with my Morphe 4503 palette. And I really want to start with a very neutral look. I kind of wish I went with the color to the my left, your right of that one because it'll be a little bit more close to my skin tone. So you see, I looked like, whoa, this color actually turned out to be a little bit darker than what I thought it was gonna be. I wanted it to basically almost blend into my skin. But I'm actually not mad at what it did. So I'm putting that down with this fluffy brush and I'm just doing windshield wiper motions. I'm not going in circles. I don't want to blow this out yet. I just kind of want to lay down that color and spread it from left to right. So now I'm going to move into my BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. And I'm going to test the waters. And I'm going to do this pink color, but I'm not going to do too much. I'm only going to use a little bit, y'all. And I'm saying that now, but I'm definitely going to go in with more of that pink once I actually see that it turns out decently. So I'm going to start focusing that pink in my crease. So what I'm doing differently with this color is I'm actually patting this one in. I want to pat that in to build the color in my crease. And then once I start liking where I put it and basically how vibrant it is in that crease, then that's when I go ahead and do the circular motions and start to blow it out. So blending is key, okay? Blending is really key. I'm going to go in with a different Morphe brush. I really wish these brushes actually had like at least a number on them. I'm like, Morphe, can we remake these with numbers? I didn't add anything to that brush. That's a clean brush that I use to just kind of blend. And then I'm going to go in with the original brush that I put in for that kind of neutralish brown color, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend all of those colors that I've used so far together. So you really want to make it a habit to go back in and just blend as you go. Now I'm going to go in with this other hot pink color in my Morphe palette, and I'm going to go in with kind of like a tapered, more dense brush because now I kind of want to focus that color in like the inner crease. how do you explain it? I just want to put this pink color, really focusing on the outer edge of my eye, really just right there at the bottom below the crease and kind of in the crease just a little bit as well. And I am packing that in. This brush, this Morphe brush, is really perfect for packing in colors. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with this pink. I am just going to build, build, build until I feel like, you know, it looks as vibrant as I want it to, because this is a Valentine's Day look, honey. You want to catch his eye or catch her eye. So I'm going to go in with a different brush. Again, that brush does not have anything on it. I am just using that, since it's a slightly bigger taper brush, to blend out those edges. You don't want any harsh edges. Like, it's 2020, baby. Like, your edges on your eyes should not be like harsh at all. You shouldn't see those lines. Everything should just be completely blended. Again, that big brush, y'all, I really suggest that y'all invest in blending brushes. If you don't have them, Morphe got them for you. Now I'm going to go back in with that base. And we're going to start cutting that crease, girl. It is time to cut the crease. I remember when I did my first cut crease. Whew, girl, I have came a long way, okay? I really came a long way. So the little thing I just did was I actually started in the middle of my eye and then I looked up. I believe I got that tip from Makeup Shayla. If you don't watch her on YouTube, you definitely should. She does really great eye looks. Basically what you do is you kind of put it lower than your crease and then you kind of look up, because when you look up, it'll automatically transfer that color to where it should be. So if your eyes are open, you can still see that color. Like, I don't really have tons of lid space, so it's really good that once I lift my eyes up like that, it transfers, because when my eyes are open, you can still see that color without me having to be looking down at the time for you to see the color. So I'm kind of going to go in and just follow the shape of my eye, honestly. It's not hard to do. I don't think it's hard to do. I think it really takes patience and a steady hand. Also, I don't do this with concealer because concealer is just too liquidy. It moves too much. I need something that when I put it down, it's going to stay. So going back into that BH Cosmetics palette, I believe I'm going to go ahead and use this really cute light pink bubbly color. It actually looks lighter in the palette than what it does on my eye. I don't know if it was the eyeshadow base, but when I put it on my eye, it was like a very electric pink. Now this brush I just used was terrible. I don't know why I was using that. That definitely wasn't a brush good for packing down color. So what I'm going to do is switch to this Morphe brush. Hey, Morphe keeps coming in for me. And I'm going to go back in and I'm going to continue packing. Now that makes a great difference there now. That makes a very big difference. So the great thing that I love about cut creases is that after you've pretty much cut the crease, all you got to do is basically fill in the lines. I'm like, if you can color, you can do this. You can really do this. If you know how to color inside the lines, girl, you can do this on your eye. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. So, as you can see, I'm really just building that up. I really want that color to be, you know, extremely vibrant. I want you to see me from across the room, okay? Like, you know, pink definitely is a color for Valentine's Day. I usually do not do stuff like this. I'm like a natural browns, maroons, like very warm colors. I'm not really like a very vibrant color type of person when it comes to my eyeshadows. But it's Valentine's Day, so I said, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do this daytime look. Going back in that BH Cosmetics palette, I'm still going to take that hot pink, and now what I'm going to do is kind of put that over the outer crease area. Again, patting it and then blending it. Patting it and then blending it. I'm almost sweeping it because with cut creases, you really want it to start looking like it kind of just ombre, like it faded. You know, you really want it to look like it started with this really light, beautiful, bubbly color, and then it started fading into this hot, electric, you know, pink, which kind of almost fades into like a brownish, how would I say that color is? It's like a brownish, magenta, fuchsia color. It's like those two hot pinks mixed together really turned into like a really cute color. And I really like that. So this second color that I'm going in my Morphe palette is, that's kind of what's going to create that really like magenta fuchsia color. That is when I was like, oh girl, this look is starting to pop. So I'm pretty much doing the same thing I did with that other pink, with this pink in my outer crease. Swiping and blending, swiping and blending and packing. Blending again, y'all. Blending again. Like, I can't tell you how vital blending is. And I think the look is really starting to turn out. So I've done one eye. We're going to do the other. But not on camera, girl. Like, y'all, my first chit chat, I cut out so much footage from just talking way too much. So again, I've already done my like skincare routine, but I'm gonna go in and rehydrate again just because I kind of did that, you know, a little while ago. So I want to re-moisturize my face. It's so important that you really take care of y'all skin, y'all, because your skin, when you put on makeup, is going to reflect how well you take care of it, you know. So I'm going in with my Too Faced primer. I think this is the Hangover FX Extra, something like that, girl. And now I'm moving into my Stila foundation in tan. I have not been able to find this anywhere else. I think I grabbed it from TJ Maxx and I haven't been able to find it since. So I'm gonna blend this in with my beauty blender. As y'all could see, I actually spray bottle my beauty blenders. I don't put them underwater or soak them up extremely, because for one, your beauty blender is not supposed to be extremely wet like that, because it's just gonna move around your product like crazy. You just want it to be, you know, wet enough to where it still moves everything how you want it to move, but it's not consistently picking up products and moving it away from where you want it to be. So as I'm blending this out, I'm actually going to go ahead and use some of my Morphe setting spray, and I'm going to spray that all over my face, trying my best to actually avoid my eyes. And then I'm going to continue blending. I've seen Jackie Aina do this quite often, so I picked that little tip up from her, and I think it's been extremely helpful for me ever since I started doing that. Going back in with my Juvia's Place concealer, I'm going to go ahead and start putting that under my eyes. I'm also going to put just a little bit on my nose. I don't want too much, and also a little on my forehead. I don't like putting tons of makeup on my forehead, but I do it just a little bit. I'm going to put that on my chin and line my cheeks as well. I'm going to go back in, or go in with this Born This Way concealer and put that over what I've already laid down, just so that I can have a little bit of a lighter highlight. So we are going for a glam look, honey. So we got to make sure that everything is put together. So I'm using a different beauty blender this time. I don't like mixing my beauty blenders. One needs to be for foundation, one needs to be for concealer. Am I the only person like that, or I'm just doing too much? So I'm gonna go ahead and spray bottle that as well, and I'm gonna go ahead and just blend, girl. You know how that go. So I'm gonna continue blending. Gonna blend out that area on my nose. And what I like about this beauty blender that really helps is that it has that extremely pointed tip. So getting into those little weird corners, like going straight up my nose without messing my eyebrows up, that beauty blender really helps for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish blending up under my eyes and everything as well too. And I really try to make sure I get in the corners really good, like really, really good. All right, so you know you gotta do a quick little check-in, like, yes, I look good. And I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl concealer so that I can go ahead and contour as well. Now, one thing I didn't realize I did was I went in below my concealer, my light concealer, instead of my top concealer, which I should not have done. Should have been the opposite way. So before I actually blend that out, I'm gonna go in with my Voluminous Mascara by L'Oreal. The only reason why I'm doing this right now at this very moment is because you're not supposed to put lashes on top of wet mascara. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now to give it some time to just kind of dry down. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my concealer and contour. As you can see, like I mentioned, I was supposed to put that light concealer below the dark one, but it's okay, it ended up working out perfectly fine. I'm going in with my Morphe Banana Bake and Set powder with this little sponge that I got from the dollar store. I'm gonna take just a little bit of that and set my under eyes with it. Now that I think back on it, I really wish I would have just wet that sponge just a little bit. It was a dry sponge, but if I would have wet it, it would have set in a little bit more nicely. But I still like the results that happened from the dry sponge, so that was okay. I haven't been using this powder for too long, but since I've been using it, I really like it. I think I'm gonna keep this in my collection. So I'm going to just go ahead and pat down the areas where I put that concealer with that powder so that the concealer does not move. Next, I'm going to go in with my Imani collection. I got this from Ulta. It was very cheap, you guys. It's very chocolate girl friendly as well. And I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. brush. Y'all, this brush was expensive, okay? I can't even remember how much I spent on it, but it was expensive and I got it from CVS. But I'm going to go in with that dark kind of chocolate brown color and use it as my contour. I think it's supposed to be used as blush since it's a blush palette, but I'm going to use it as my concealer because I don't really want a light blush color. I'm going to take some more of that and also just go up under my double chin, girl, because we want to conceal that as much as possible. Trouble waters down to be alive. I swear I got you. You can't be wasting all your days wondering. All right, so we are now going to go in with the e.l.f. Highlighter. And this is in shade, ooh, I can't even pronounce that, Neewer Glow, girl. And then we're going to move into this Jaclyn Hill brush. I'm going to use that for my highlighter. I'm going to dip that in, and it's kind of like a rose goldy color. I didn't want to build that up too much. I didn't want too much of a glow. So I kind of went very light-handed with this on my cheeks. I still think it turned out really nicely. I'm going to put that on my cupid's bow as well and a little on my chin. And just a dab of that on my nose. Also going to put some of that on my temples. You really want to put that in places where the light just naturally hits your face. And I'm going to set that again with my Morphe setting spray. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I pretty much did on my upper lid, on my waterline. So I'm going to take that hot pink from my BH Cosmetics palette and just kind of go along my waterline with that color. I am going to take it all the way across, but I'm not going to put it too bright towards the inner corner because I want the inner corner to be light pink as well. I'm going to go ahead and just do the same thing on the other eye. And this is also a Morphe brush that I'm using. It's perfect for this. Like, I feel like it's literally made for going in your waterline. I'm going to go in with my other Morphe brush. And I'm going to go back in with that light pink that I use on my main lid. And I'm going to go in to my inner corner for my waterline with that color. I remember when I used to not do this. I used to not do my waterline at all, y'all. But I'm actually really glad that I started doing it. I think it really benefited me to do it. Now it almost kind of seems like the look is not complete without that waterline color. Going back into my Morphe palette, and I'm going to take another Morphe brush, which is even smaller, and just kind of make that hot pink really, really vibrant in that outer corner and kind of wing it out as well almost. So it's almost creating like its own wing liner. I'm going to go on with my Ardell 3D Faux Mink Lashes. What I did is I used my, God, I cannot think of the name of that glue. And I have a little fan that I got from Amazon, which, as you can see, helps me pop these lashes right on, okay? I can't remember when I got this fan, but girl, it is so helpful. It doesn't take batteries. You can plug it in and charge it, and it stays charged for a really long time, okay? You don't want to sit there waiting all day for your lashes to get tacky. I'm going to go back in with my mascara on my lower line. Then moving into my lips. I really don't want to hold you guys up too long, so I try not to make this a very long video, although it's basically 30 minutes. I'm going to line my lips with my NYX Suede pencil. I cannot remember what color this is, you guys. If I happen to look back at it, I definitely will add that into the description box. And I kind of already have a natural line, but I kind of wanted to go in some more. So I'm going to use this Milani lipstick in shade 60. It's kind of like a light, really light nude. Almost kind of gives off like a pinkish, peachy color. I'm going on top of that with my other Milani shade in 10. This is a liquid lipstick, which I put on way too much of. Going on top with a lip gloss. That is the look, you guys. We are going to go ahead and get into our outfit.
Boy Productions.